Today, we are joined by Anaiis. She was a speaker at the second quarterly Mamahood After Trauma Symposium, and I am so excited to have her with us today. Welcome.
Hi, Emily. It's nice to see you again. And that was a wonderful event. Good for you.
Oh, thank you. So let's get started, Anaiis, and just share a little bit about yourself and what brought you to do the work that you do.
Well, I've actually written a book about that, but I'll give you the really short strokes. I am a mom as well. I have two sons, and I started my adventure with mamahood very early. I was 19 when I had my first child. Then I had a patch of difficulty where I was told I would not have any more children. Complication from a situation that I had no idea was going on until I almost died from it. And then that's when I began to get information from inside because I didn't want to leave my 3-year-old. I really didn't. I didn't want to leave him behind and abandon him. And so I was wondering if there was some other opportunity besides dying. And I asked and I got answers. And so the information began to come from within, which I used and applied. I was fortunate that there was some medication that worked. It was really toxic and I had to take it for a year, but hey, I'm still here. And then I just kept doing and working with the information that I got from within. And then took a few years, but I eventually did get pregnant again. And I went back to my obstetricians who said it would never happen and asked them to please take as good care of me the second time around as they did the first. That's how I got started. Doing what I'm doing now as an energy healer, master healer level, and a life coach. And I've been through the meat grinder like a lot of people. And it's good to have, it's great to survive it. Let's just say that. But it's also really helpful. And in my presentation, I talked about the importance of communication and how you don't allow trauma to shut you down, how you really need to navigate that with some courage and some more consciousness.
Yeah, because as trauma survivors, we get we get stuck. Our voice gets stifled, and we have all kinds of beliefs that keep us safe in the moment, but in the long term don't serve us. And so what was your journey like overcoming that and reclaiming your voice?
Well, in that instance, that first sort of bad surprise, I was mostly thinking about my son because
Mhm.
I was okay with whatever happened. And I'd had some extraordinary, altered state, no drugs, consciousness that showed me where I would be going. And I was fine, but I really didn't want to leave him. So my voice was not lost. In fact, my voice was found during that interlude. And we went on and we survived. But the second go round, after my second child, as I described in my talk, the betrayal was unspeakable. It was truly, for me, it was unspeakable. And poetry and creativity and doing everything I can to both hunker down, nurture myself, still remain connected to my two children, living children, while I was evaluating whether or not I would be able to continue with the relationship that I was in, because literally all the trust was gone. But like most mamas, you want to keep the stability going.
Mhm.
You don't want to just. So that really was quite a struggle to keep my voice and to know when I felt safe enough to speak
Mhm.
and how I wanted to communicate to my children. And I really didn't do a great job of it. I really didn't. I'm much better at communicating with my children now. But the pain was so intense. That's why
Mm.
I talk about saying, like you, silence is not golden. And then there's the issue of who can you trust to speak to. So that's one of the reasons I'm a life coach, because that people do trust me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can resonate with that as well because not everybody is a safe place. Not everybody can be trusted with what you're struggling with and be hold the space that you need them to, because everybody's got their own garbage can full of junk. So what was your journey like, um, coming out of that abusive relationship and learning how to communicate
Well, it
with
was
your sons and with
interesting.
yourself?
Yeah, it was interesting because I went into a field to support the family while my now ex-husband went to medical school, and I went into a field of communication. I became a certified shorthand court reporter, but I wasn't speaking, I was listening. And what really helped me get through what I had to get through and reach the place where I said, you know, whatever this is, it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And listening was a very, very active part of that. And then being very careful about when I spoke to do it from a really grounded, centered place.
Mm-hmm.
And in that relationship, over time, as I did my inner work, I lost the charge, the kind of glue that was this very kind of hot charge between the two of us. And I gradually dialed it down, dialed it down, dialed it down without giving away any part of me.